YouTube video. Alright, I posted, well, I will post on Vloggerdome, part 3 segment 2, Warbles on a lot, so it's not going to be on YouTube. Because I think I said some things that are just probably going to get me in trouble. So fuck that, you know, fuck going through the whole YouTube censorship process. And also, probably the video quality isn't, yeah, I'm not sure I had his audio up loud enough. So anyway, it doesn't really matter, but the point is there's more if you want more. I mean, there's really no point. I've sort of already made, these are just redundant arguments. But anyway, I'll finish off this second response of his. Yeah.
Even under the 7th generation. So if your grandparents put the topsoil at the bottom of the fucking ocean, then you're going to grow your food on sand and rocks, you dumb cunt. Huh?
Yeah, whatever. You know, this whole argument, like, yeah, it's just innately in the system that somehow we as human beings will just keep fighting and fighting and fighting. No, the proof sort of is in the pudding. As we've gotten more and more culture, we've become less and less willing to go there anymore. So we'll see in this new economic collapse whether people, you know, are willing to work for a peach a day or some kind of bullshit like that. I don't think people are anymore. I don't think they got enough give a damn for this whole thing called the human race anymore. They're not going to fight for it like they did because they're not deluded by a God delusion or a purpose delusion. There's a lot of people quite apathetic and quite sick of the whole fucking lying tub of shit that is humanity. So, yeah, I don't think they really will. I think they just say, you know what, if we don't have kids, we don't got to feed them. And so, yeah, we don't got to grow anything in the sand and muck. We don't have to swim in the turds anymore.
That's how it works. And next time, why don't you wait until somebody attacks you before you jump down there?
Look, retard, I'm not going to go over and over and over it, okay? You want to play a game like you didn't make any attacks, that you didn't make any remarks? I mean, right here, dictatorial sect, hypersensitive dictatorial sect. There's all kinds of veiled insults, character-based and qualitative-based, as if the arguments have been tainted by psychology. That's the clear implication of your argument. You haven't substantiated it with anything but an obvious truth that, yeah, swimmers are wet. That's right, swimmers are wetter than people who don't swim. Obviously, they're swimming because they were wet before they got into the pool. That's the kind of crap, shit, bullshit argument you're making, and it pisses me the fuck off. Because it's a bullshit argument. It's the argument I expect from complete assholes and ignoramuses. So, like I said, you've done nothing but demonstrate to me that your stated IQ of 160 is, you know, times something other than naught. Yeah, times you've multiplied it by some kind of digits to elevate yourself. But you're not a smart person if you think this argument's going to work on somebody with a brain. It's an insult, period. Flat out. It's an ad hominem attack, and fuck you for it.
Right, and tell them what a bunch of fucking idiots they are. And what an idiot they are. I don't think I'm an idiot.
Yeah, well, again, we already know you don't think so. I'm just informing you that if you're going to make arguments veiled in bullshit all over the place, okay, empty arguments, no fucking argument. Life is good because, you know, kangaroo pouches are fun. I mean, that's just bullshit. Because people like to ride roller coasters are good. No. The fact that somebody likes to do something doesn't mean it's productive, constructive, useful, or in any manner cost-effective. That's just not the standard.
But I think you're paranoid, mate.
Well, whatever. Again, another attack on some sort of psychology bullshit. Fine, you can go ahead and say that, all right? You want to have an argument about who's wackier. Okay, I don't really give a shit, to tell you the truth, so I won't play that any longer. I've just made my point that your critique of antinatalism was not an observer's guide. It was a slanted propagandist's attack, and that's all it was.
You're so scared somebody's going to attack you that you have to run around smacking everything with a big stick just because it pokes its fucking head up and dares to express an opinion.
Well, like I said, you didn't express a rational, logically based, fact-based, evidence-based, rationality-based argument. You made you perverted a fact. That's all you did. You perverted it. All right? And the perversion I've demonstrated is obvious and clear, and I don't have any obligation to accept it. I'm not going to be accepted being implied, this implication of a religious theology behind it, or groupthink, or cultism, all these kinds of slanders you can shove up your ass. Okay? I've done nothing to conduct myself in that matter. I've produced no videos in that matter. There's nothing slick or propagandist in anything I do on the fucking internet. I just express ideas and I make logical arguments defending them. No one challenges the logical arguments and foundations of my arguments. They don't do anything with consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, and addiction. They don't do anything with effortless videos explaining evolution and our development of human faculty of consciousness and its whole function in evolution. The fact that it is just another fucking weapon in an insanely stupid battle. You don't do anything with those facts. You just sit there and throw mud at my character, the character of people who might share my belief. So fuck you.
You make yourself look pathetic, you know, you really do. You demean yourself because you're just such a fulminating, loudmouth, cranky, miserable asshole.
Yeah, whatever. And you're just a phantasmagorical propagandist for a DNA molecule. You're just a little soldier in your little whatever Gestapo suit saying, we've got the right idea, and you don't have any idea at all. All you got is bullshit. You got your little phantasmagorical theory of universal purpose or something. It's a fucking replicating molecule. It's got no function. It's got no direction. It's got no anything. It just makes gladiator wars. It plays a game that nothing needs to play. And the only way it can need to play is when it's injected into the game. But outside of the game has no function and no purpose. It has no value. It has no accomplishment. And it's just a stupid waste. Waste. You really should understand that word. It's waste. It's a waste of fuel. I've given you analogies, okay? It's an inefficient engine. Grossly inefficient. Preposterously inefficient. To sit there and validate it, or to sit there and, with just hopeful, nonsensical, impractical, wishful thinking, believe that somehow the engine's going to fix itself, is just fucking stupid.
Why do you have to be like that? You know, I didn't give you a miserable childhood. I didn't.
Again, you're making another accusation, okay, based on your cheap, and I say cheap, very cheap, psychoanalysis. Well, shove that up your ass, asshole. I make arguments on the internet. Refute my arguments. Quote me and refute the fucking argument. If you can't do that, and all you can fucking come up with is somebody spanked you the wrong way. Fuck you then, you pervert, you fucking pedophile. I'll throw it back at you. I didn't want to go there. Alright, I didn't say that word. So YouTube censors, I didn't say that. I said he lives in Australia, so I said platypus. It just came out wrong. He's a fucking platypus.
You skew and twist your view of the world so that everything you see gives you the shits. It's not my fault you're fucking unhappy.
Again, it's not the argument. It really isn't. I'm not on the internet saying I'm unhappy, do something about it. I'm saying there is this condition about our lives that any rational person can look out in the world and see. It sucks. And we ought to do something about the suck. And the shortest direction to fix the suck is just to get rid of the assholes in the stands. Okay, if you got a bad play, get the audience out and there won't be any more bad play.
Huh? I don't see you doing much about it.
Another bullshit nothing accusation. I've only made thousands of videos, taken the time to argue with fucknuts all over the world who make shitty and lousy and crappy arguments. Yeah, right. Fuck you.
Well, wallowing in it, you know? You don't want to do anything but be miserable.
Yeah, and more bullshit, okay? Multiple channels talking about all kinds of political issues, all kinds of solution videos, the whole bullshit. I'm not going through my whole history on YouTube. I'm not going through the whole history of my life. All right, but the point is those things only validate the truth. The more you attempt to fight the system or to break the system or to make the system or to change the system, the more you will realize the system does not wish to be changed. And there's tremendous resistance, and you're going to have very high odds in doing anything to fix any of these problems, and the only real solution is to stop the problem maker.
And then sit around whinging and whining and moaning and groaning and grizzling and howling and kicking up a fuss.
Yeah, whatever. All this little fucking, whatever this crap is, this daddy talk shit, shove that up your ass, fucker. It's not a fucking counter argument. It's just a slander. That's all it is. So go change your diapers. Obviously you have a fucking wedgie.
Bitching and fucking complaining because the world isn't the way you'd like it to be. Well,
oh, yeah, well, tough shit. No, it's not tough shit. I'm going to make an argument explaining why it's a piece of shit and why it's only because of you deluded assholes, a minority of morons on this planet, that this monstrosity keeps getting rebuilt and reformed and reshaped. That's all. It's ignorance that drives this engine. There's nothing else driving it. It's fucking ignorance that's got it pointed at a brick wall. It's fucking ignorance that's going to keep it marching right into the brick wall. And I'm going to complain about it, fucker. I'm going to call an asshole an asshole. And you've called yourself a pro-natalist. You're not just not an anti-natalist. You've called yourself a pro-natalist. You wish to continue the march right into the brick wall so we can all plant whatever, sweet potatoes in sand turd. I mean, fuck you, you lunatic. Don't drag me along to your fucking your kangaroo pouch paradise. Fuck you.
Imagine the universe, beautiful and just and perfect. And then remember one thing. The is has already imagined it a great deal better than you can.
The is. Yeah, whatever. What the fuck does that mean? So what? This is your rational counter-argument to a philosophy. The is has already imagined it better than you can. Whatever that means. There's no way to imagine it. It's a stupid game. You can't change the game. Go ahead. Show me how you're going to fix tic-tac-toe. How are you going to make it a real game? It can't be made into a real game. Only an idiot can play it. And it's stupid. It's fundamentally a waste of goddamn time.
You'll find that in the Messiah's Handbook, Reminders for the Advanced Soul, in Illusions by Richard Bach.
Yeah, well, very exciting. You can shove that up your ass, right? I have no obligation to check out your wacky tobacco. Well, what, I gotta smoke your brand of crazy, whatever, crazy weed to qualify? No, I don't. Fuck you. Make an argument or shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I don't know what this is. Adding more, are you? Or is this just some sort of new ending? Thanks. Yeah, I forgot what video I was watching. So anyway, I don't think there was anything rational in these comments. Just more bullshit. Yay, team, I think. It sounds like you and Skyzer will enjoy a chat. I don't know what that... Oh, that's the fuck overload guy. Yeah, he can go fuck himself, too. Never mind, he expects to be attacked, so he snaps and barks till he runs down. Yeah, whatever, I don't run down. And, you're the one who went across the line, fucker. You're the one that started this fight. And I'm just going to demonstrate your argument is shallow, poorly motivated, nothing but propaganda. Nonsense, absolute nonsense. You made nonsense as an argument. So, bravo. Oh, little bat flies, little steal my image video. So he can't make one of his own. Only the meek atheist will inherit the earth. Yeah, that's brilliant, Pierrot. What do you base that on? Again, this is just so stupid. You people really are dumb. I mean, you really are stupid. Do you really think the meek are going to inherit their earth in a real fight? I mean, you really can't be that stupid. You really can't be. Take your government power away, and you're all over. The meek are dead. The meek are fucking dog food, literally dog food. So anyway, all right. So enough of this. I'll get on to Be Serious, another fun character on the internet. Yeah, she had to make another little video, and it's the same video. She just made the same video about 17 times. Really short video, 5 minutes, where she just complains that somehow no one's doing real science on the internet, and so she has to do some real science for us. And because she has to stop these people who don't understand that, everything's going to be okay. There's no problem. We got plastic brains, and so it's all going to be okay because we'll just plasticize into something else. And it's just such a, I mean, this whole argument that somehow I've advocated against the implasticity of human beings, and yet I make thousands of videos on the internet trying to talk to them and change them. Now, right there on its face, it seems a little bit ludicrous. Obviously I think I got where I am through some kind of plasticity, all right? I didn't do what the culture did. Even the hippie culture, I said, you guys are a bunch of lazy assholes. And I said, fuck you to that too. So, yeah, we can think independently. All these things she thinks somebody's trying to steal, it's just such a lie. But the truth is the facts, the scientific facts, all point to very unpleasant conclusions. And you want to pretend that there's some sort of positive evidence, that there's this whole mountain of positive, hopeful, we're all going to win the lottery kind of evidence out there. And it just isn't there. So, yeah, go ahead, delete your old videos and start over again. But don't come back with the eugenics thing. I mean, the eugenics. What the hell is it called? Well, anyway, you know what I'm saying. Don't come back with your theory that we can individually change our genetic code through petting the cat and then pass that on to our children. So don't come back with any more of that pseudoscience. So it's going to have to be the real deal because I'll be watching. That's right. So, anyway, I will play. There's a TED Talks video linked in here somewhere. So I'll have to go see that because Dew in the Morning posted it. And you just know it's got to be hilarious. Oh, and there's a little Pax Gorilla thingy. Let's see what the little snarkyism that one posted. Let's see. A lot of people do not believe the science I present on YouTube. Oh, yeah, well, it's not science. Plants can feel without a brain. Yet they refuse to read the sources. Yeah, what are the sources? Right? Uri Geller? I mean, come on. They just call it pseudoscience. Well, that's what it is. And want to run and hide. Yeah. So I wonder if To Be Serious would endorse your plant feeling theories. I want to educate. Yeah, well, sorry, you have to educate with something called good arguments and repeatable science. Not just in 1956, a wacky guy says, he cured his cancer by spinning around in circles and clicking his heels together and say there's no place like not having cancer. Yeah, that's not going to work. But it is very frustrating. Well, it's frustrating to be wrong, I guess. It's also frustrating to be right, to tell you the truth. But, I think it should probably be frustrating to be wrong. So I'm glad you're frustrated because you're crazy. You're wacky. Alright, it's much more pleasant to see you in person. Yeah, whatever. She's been on the internet a long time. Anyway, so Hannibal. Oh, Hannibal. Let's see what Hannibal said. This ought to be funny. Oh, but my dear, I don't think. Oh, but my dear. Oh, but my dear. I don't think the people you're talking to actually care about the right, wrong, truth, or lie. Yeah, well, that's Shakespearean. Yeah, the right, wrong, truth, or lie. Oh, hilarious. All they seem to care about is that they drag the entire world down to the level they are at. No, I'm at a fine level. I'm sorry. It's just the truth that kind of ruined the fun of the whole game. I'm swell. The world sucks. I don't know what massive insecurities these people are dragging around. Like I said, you're the guy who's had to close 3 channels. Now, come on, get real. But I know that it has nothing to do with what they claim it does, and that is suffering. Oh, so he knows that. So this is the elevated science talk we're going to get. This is the caliber of the science. They know stuff, and it's stuffy, and they're going to tell us the stuff that they know. Yeah, right. All right, here's the whatever TED Talks video. When you post a link, you really don't have to post the and feature, G, context, blah, blah, blah crap. You just have to post the little number, the little strange looking little 10 characters, I think it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 character little YouTube thingy. That's all you need. Whoops, but you can't do it if you if you annihilate the YouTube part, as I just did. I gotta post it here. Oh, here's where the watch has to go. Watch, and then I post, paste. There we go. And then I hit enter.
I haven't made a video.
Yeah, well, you haven't done a video in a while, and so now you're just going to complain some more. Veiled insults again. More of your little veiled insults. Blah, 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 blah. Peter Diamonds. Oh. Look how big an asshole this guy is. Yeah, TED Talks is kind of running out of ideas worth spreading. These talkers are getting wackier and wackier. Let's begin.
In the wake of bin Laden's death, have spy famine in Somalia.
Police pepper spray.
Vicious cartels.
Oh, dun, dun, dun.
65 dead.
This isn't really an argument.
Drug war. Mass destruction. Tornado. Recession. Default. Doomsday. Egypt. Syria.
Cute kitty. Cute kitty. I guess that's going to be his argument. That the news isn't covering the cute kitty. There was a cute kitty today, and he got patted on the head, and he went meowie, meowie. Yes, that wasn't on the news. Yeah, we know what bleeds leads, okay? This is old truth. Okay, we understand that, fucker. And some of the stuff that bleeds doesn't even lead. You know, every day people are killed by drunk drivers, and they don't tell you this on the news. They don't.
Crisis. Death. Disaster.
Blah, 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 blah. Hate.
So those are just a few of the clips I collected over the last 6 months.
Oh, very cool.
Could have easily been the last 6 days or the last 6 years.
Okay, could have easily been whatever. Yeah, whatever, go ahead. Sorry.
The point is that the news media preferentially feeds us negative stories.
Oh, whatever. Yeah. This is just so old news. So old news, it's like it's news that was like made in like 1784. They were already saying this kind of shit. All right? I mean, this is the oldest story that reporters have reported on, is the story how reporters report on stuff that's screaming real loud, or is really bloody, or is yelling. The squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of thing, and the bloody wheel gets the fucking coverage. That's just the way it works, shithead. And it's wrong, but it's because people buy that. That's what they want to see. They want to see people ruined, wrecked, destroyed, because they're idiots. They don't want to get involved in something complicated like social policy.
Pay attention to. And there's a very good reason for that. Every second of every day, our senses bring in way too much data that we can possibly process in our brains. And because nothing is more important to us than survival, the first stop is...
Wrong again. Yeah, I mean, really. This is all wrong. The most important thing to us is our comfort, quite obviously. We don't give a fuck about our survival. We poison the fucking planet. Alright? And people poisoning it right now, there's some of them that are like 15 years old. They have no hope of surviving their own poisonings.
All of that data is an ancient sliver of the temporal lobe called the amygdala. Now, the amygdala is our early warning detector, our danger detector.
Yeah, I just love this. This is science. So these assholes sit there and they poke something and whatever. Purple comes out of it and they say, you know, this is the mood organ. Yeah.
Through all of the information, looking for anything in the environment that might harm us. So given a dozen news stories, we will preferentially look at the negative news. And that old...
Oh, whatever. Yeah, and we'll preferential go on the crazier ride because it's ego bullshit. And we will... what's another example? But yeah, you know, we especially will do it if we are seeing the good guy cowboys and Indians we're watching, right? So if we can watch a bunch of Muslims bloody, we're going to like that better than if it's our guys bloody kind of thing. We don't like our team to lose.
newspaper saying if it bleeds, it leads is very true.
Right, so you can go home now, because apparently that's all you're going to say here, right?
So given all of our digital devices that are bringing all the negative news to us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, it's no wonder that we're pessimistic. It's no...
Well, unfortunately, I think the problem is we're not pessimistic. We're not even close to pessimistic. We keep investing in it. We keep borrowing money. Like somehow that's okay. That's going to work. I don't see any caution or pessimism. Pessimism leads to caution. Where's the caution here? I don't see any caution. So I think your theory is as lame as your wardrobe.
Wonder that people think that the world is getting worse. But
when in fact it's getting much, much better. People are... Oh, no, they're not doing that. People are... No, they're not doing that. TV show... No, they're not. No, they're not doing it. Silent fucking movies are winning Oscars now. That's how good things are getting.
That's not the case. Perhaps instead, it's the distortions brought to us of what's really going on. Perhaps the tremendous progress we've made over the last century by a series of forces are in fact accelerating to a point that we have the potential in the next 3 decades to create a world of abundance.
Oh, this is really going to be silly talk, right? I mean, what we're seeing is this, wedge of horror, this violence wedge. We get into wars now like that. We don't even need an excuse. They got money. Let's go steal it. That's how much better things are getting.
Now, I'm not saying we don't have our set of problems.
You're not?
Climate crisis, species extinction, water and energy shortage, we surely do. And as humans, we are far better at seeing the problems way in advance, but ultimately, we knock them down.
Yeah, I just don't... So you're going to say this. This is like a guy talking on 1929 about how everything's going to be okay. Yeah, try again, fuckwit.
So, let's look at what this last century has been.
Okay, let's do that.
See where we're going.
Sorry, you could probably go now. This guy is obviously crazy. Useless. He's now going to pervert a bunch of stuff to make some sort of argument. All right, human lifespan up 2 times. Yeah, right. And the amount of time we spend, highly medicated and, disabled is also increasing. Average per capita income 3x. Like that means something. Like this really means something. Like in real dollars. I don't think so. Childhood mortality. Well, that's always a really stupid one, right? I mean, that's kind of the easy. But that's like just cleaning up the basic hard facts. But look what you've gotten for that. You're destroying the genetic code, okay, because people who shouldn't survive are breeding, which isn't a good idea. It's okay to save them, but if they're going to breed, then you're just going to destroy the genetic code by 10 times. You're just going to keep creating people who are going to be dependent on the medical system to keep them alive. You got a bunch of these incubator babies, got chronic problems throughout their whole life. You got this chronic asthma problem increasing. It's not, you can do your little green arrow thing, but it's not good news.
100 years, the average human lifespan has more than doubled. Average per capita income adjusted for inflation around the world has tripled.
Yeah, and understand, though, that the lifespan thing increased just because of this infant mortality thing. That was the big one. That's the big one, idiot. So, again, yeah, we did simple things. We figured out how to wash our hands before we, pull babies out of vaginas.
Mortality has come down a factor of 10. Add to that the cost of food, electricity, transportation, communications have dropped 10 to...
Well, who the fuck cared, right? Okay, yeah, 100,000 times for communications. I mean, you really didn't give a fuck about communicating with anybody when you lived about, 40 miles from anybody. Transportation, didn't give a crap about that. There was no movie theaters to go to. I mean, all this stuff doesn't mean shit. You're not measuring anything real here. How many times does the average man, screw a woman from behind? Maybe that would you have that statistic somewhere? Or are we getting more or are we getting less?
1,000-fold. Steve Pinker has showed us that, in fact, we're living during the most peaceful time ever in human history.
Yeah, another really fake, kind of statistic. All right? I mean, it really doesn't have anything to do with the real potential danger, because his whole statistical analysis goes right down the toilet as soon as you start dropping a few nukes. So, really, I mean, it's a different world we're living in, and the potential for harm is just catastrophic potential. So, all we need is a couple million dead, and all of a sudden, those statistics aren't going to look too good. I mean, if you count
Charles Kenny,
and he doesn't count all the dead babies in Iraq, right? I mean, he doesn't count the 1 million dead children from dysentery, right? Doesn't consider those war wounds, right? But they are.
Literacy has gone from 25% to over 80% in the last 130 years.
Yeah, right. And yet, big, powerful, rich countries like America, we still have cities where the dropout rate is 80%.
We are living in an extraordinary time. And many people forget this. And we keep...
Whatever. It's propaganda. That's why it's forgettable. It's bullshit. We're living in dangerous times, directionalist times. We have absolutely no solution to peak oil. We got nothing. We got a bunch of debt to the rich, and we got dwindling energy resources. And we got a bunch of morons, at least 20% of the population, who just can't keep it in their pants.
Setting our expectations higher and higher. In fact, we redefine what poverty means. Think of this. In America today, the majority of people under the poverty line still have electricity, water, toilets, refrigerators, television, mobile phones, air conditioning, and cars.
Yeah, they don't have internet, though, do they? No. Shoot. Or a college education, or a lot of other things that are necessary to having any much hope of getting the fuck out of that hole. So yeah, we should all be grateful because I've got electricity, so I should somehow give a round of applause to the great function of the human machine. Sorry, not good enough.
The robber barons of the last century, the emperors on this planet, could have never dreamed of such luxuries.
Yeah, so this doesn't have anything to do with anything but the fact that, yes, technology changes our standards. And that's all it does. That's right. A caveman would have been really, really, really happy with a 4-inch black and white TV. Yeah. And we're not going to be happy with it because we've acquired a higher level of demand, just because that's the way the mechanism works. And why don't you talk about that psychological element, that once you get something, your brain has to create some new thing for you to get. And that's what inevitably happens, is that your satisfaction with that thing will become status. You will acclimate to it, and it'll no longer charm you, and you'll have to find something else to charm you.
Underpinning much of this is technology, and of late, exponentially growing technologies. My good friend Ray Kurzweil...
Yeah, drone warfare. It's coming. It's just right there. It's almost... We've seen some of it already. It's coming. That's the roller... That's the steamroller coming for you, fucker.
Showed that any tool that becomes an information technology jumps on this curve, on Moore's Law, and experiences price performance doubling every 12 to 24 months. That's why the cell phone in your pocket is literally 1 million times cheaper and 1,000 times faster than a supercomputer of the 70s. Now look at this curve. This is Moore's Law over the last 100 years. I want you to notice two things from this curve. Number one, how smooth it is. Through good time and bad time, wartime and peacetime, recession, depression.
What the hell is this? For a $1,000 computer. So you're using a static number like $1,000, which isn't a static thing. So part of this curve is broken by the fact that you're using a number like what $1,000 buys. $1,000 in 1980 is a lot less money than a lot more money than $1,000 today. So right there, this chart is a pile of shit. So thank you very much for wasting my time with a pile of shit chart.
And boom time. This is the result of faster computers being used to build faster computers. It doesn't slow.
Yeah, whatever. We know that all of that doesn't add up to much, right? We have this whole internet now for 20 years, and what's it getting? It's getting to be just another one of these propaganda mediums. We're getting less and less freedom on it, more and more control by the networks, like your Googles and your Microsofts and the rest of the producers of content who want to shove it down your throat. There's less evidence of anything, open and free. And so that's not much progress there. What is the internet doing now, beyond this video stuff, which is nice, that it wasn't doing better 20 years ago?
Any of our grand challenges. And also, even though it's plotted on a log curve on the left, it's curving upwards. The rate at which the technology is getting faster is itself getting faster. And on this curve, riding on Moore's law, are a set of extraordinarily powerful technologies.
Well, again, you could just sit there and look at the population numbers and you can see the inevitable problem, or you can look at the peak oil numbers and you can see the inevitable problems. So I guess it doesn't, all these charty, crappy shit doesn't mean a hell of a lot.
Available to all of us. Cloud computing, what my friends at Autodesk call infinite computing, sensors and networks, robotics, 3D printing, which is the ability to democratize and distribute.
Oh, who wants to even talk with somebody talking about infinite computing? I mean, like, that makes any sense. Oh, you mean you can just eat your own ass forever? Yeah, okay, that's not exactly infinite. Yeah. I mean, it's a wheel that can keep turning, but it's a cheat of the word.
Personalized production around the planet, synthetic biology, fuels, vaccines, and foods, digital medicine, nanomaterials, and AI. I mean, how many of you saw the winning of Jeopardy by IBM's Watson? I mean, that was epic. In fact,
epic how? Yeah, right. A digital encyclopedia won Jeopardy. What a fucking surprise. Holy shit. Who would have figured? Yeah, I mean, come on.
Howard, the headlines, looking for the best headline in the newspaper I could, and I love this. Watson vanquishes human opponents. Jeopardy's not an easy game. It's about the nuance of human language. And imagine, if you would, AIs like this on the cloud, available to every person with a cell phone.
Oh, yeah, really. I don't, this is enough of this already. Imagine what? What does that mean to any? What is it going to do? It's going to give me what, a fucking biscuit recipe? Yeah, well, that's just going to make all the difference, I'm sure.
Who, during the day,
I went to the end.
was an executive assistant at a rehab clinic. And at night,
boring.
Was the world's best protein folder. Ladies and gentlemen, what gives me tremendous confidence in the future.
Okay, here we go.
Is the fact that we are now more empowered as individuals to take on the grand challenges of this planet. We have the tools with this.
Yeah, that works both ways, doesn't it, fucker? You really don't get it, right? That the whack jobs are the ones that have the power now, you stupid fuck. Any crazy can take you all out anytime he feels like it. All he's got to do is have the will.
Technology. We have the passion of the DIY innovator. We have the capital of the techno-philanthropist. And we have three...
The techno-philanthropist. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, we have the power of the capitalist.
Billion new minds coming online to work with us, to solve the grand challenges, to do that which we must do. We are living into an extraordinary decades ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, whatever. That wasn't much of a finish, was it? No, it wasn't. So, no solutions there. So, good night. So long, whatever. Waste of time. So anyway, sorry if you watched this. This was just a waste of time. Optimists depress me. Yeah, I mean, really, it's just so stupid. What the fuck? I gotta stop this website from doing this. It lets me post on anonymous accounts. This really pisses me off. And I gotta repost this video. Shit.